How y'all doing? Um, I had a disagreement with somebody today, and I wasn't gonna make a video today, but I think that I needed to talk about this because if I didn't, then we probably would still be going back and forth about this. Um, we got to stop telling our kids that entry level is enough. We got to stop. I don't know how. I'm not gonna say who it was, but us as parents, we have to stop telling our kids because you make $25 an hour. That's good enough. Because $25 an hour is not a lot of money. I'm just gonna be honest with you. We have to stop telling our kids that being the minimum is enough. I got a couple of friends of all different races, and they don't tell their kids that. They tell them when they go into a job, you move up. You don't stay in one position. You don't come in. You try to move up as quickly and efficiently as you possibly can, and not stay at the bottom. That's just how I used to think that way, but now I don't because you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to one of my friends today, and he a lawyer. He also flip houses. And I asked him, I had a disagreement with somebody today. And then I asked him, I said, would you tell your son that? He was like, hell no, because and he white. He told me, he said, we don't tell our kids when you go into work a job, stay in that one position. That's not what they do. You know what I'm saying? They say you want to be the boss. You want to be the person who running things. You might not end up being that person that running things. You might end up being in HR, be a supervisor, do anything. But they do not tell them to stay at the entry level position. They don't. We the only ones to do that because you get comfortable. And then you get comfortable and you tell your kids, I did this for 30 years. You can do it for 30 years. And that might not be the case with these kids. You want your kids to explore every avenue possible to see what's going on in life, in this world and stuff like that. Because just because you were stuck and got comfortable in your position and stuff like that, that don't mean that you need to teach your kids to do the same thing. You do not need to have your kids out here starting a job when they 19 years old or 20 years old or fresh out of college, and they might be making $20 an hour, and you tell them you need to stick there because that's good money, because $20 an hour is nothing. I hate to say it, but it's not any money. You know what I'm saying? That's not any money to be telling your kids to stick around and do that for 30 years. I don't care what type of the raise is and stuff like that or whatever it is. You want to try to build your kids to take advantage of every opportunity they can to move up in life, to make as much money as possible. And money is not everything, but you want them to have as much success as possible so they can take care of their family, because you'll end up getting stuck in positions and not be able to do and live your life the way you need to be because you stuck. We need to stop that. We need to stop telling our kids that. We need to push our kids beyond the level. And if they want to do something different that you don't think is a moneymaker, allow them to do that. Allow them to fail at it, or they might succeed at it. You got all of these young people out here doing all types of things that that we didn't do when we was younger, and they succeeding in it. And then you got a lot of older people that's getting upset, like they doing this stuff, they doing this and they doing it, and they making all their money, and I couldn't do it. You could have done it. You just didn't want to do it because you was stuck in your ways, and you can't do that. You cannot allow your kids to be you. You can't, especially if you 60 and 70 years old and you still having to work. You can't do that, man. You can't. You got to push your kids beyond what you ever did. You got to let your kids know your mistakes. You got to let them know that it's something beyond trying to stay at a job. And nothing wrong with staying at a job 30 years. It's nothing wrong with it. If you get in and you move up and you get to the point and you succeed and you flourishing at that job and it's something you love, you do that. But if you stuck in that same rut for 30 years, you wasted your time. And you can't tell nobody else to waste their time. I'm sorry, you can't do that. You gotta push them beyond that. I mean, I just had to get on there and say that nothing about my day and stuff like that. Went to school. Didn't go to school today. I had to take care of some business today, but I'll be back tomorrow. I did do my homework though. I just want y'all to let y'all know that. But push your kids, man. Don't push them in the same path that you did, because us, especially as black people, we make mistakes, and then we expect our kids to make them same mistakes. We tell our kids, well, they gotta learn. No, you let them know, hey, look, I made this mistake. I don't want you making this same mistake. I did this. I don't want you making it. I don't want you doing this and stuff like that. Teach your kids. Don't push them into holes and keep them in the same spot that you was for 30 or 40 years.